In case you guys missed it, we touched on the Sunday night football game and bet on it, but I'm excited for this one, so I decided to do another video just for you guys at home. Both of these teams, New England and Seattle, off really good wins. Now, Marco, I know that you guys have a similar thought process on this game, but I want to hear your thoughts on the head-to-head matchup. I was impressed with Cam Newton and how Bill Belichick let him just be himself. We can say the same thing about Pete Carroll here. Pete allowed Russell Wilson to do what he does best. Marco, your thoughts on the Sunday night football game? New England +4 at Seattle, total 45.
Well, anybody that's been a Seattle Seahawks fan has been screaming for years to let Russell Wilson take the reins off him, let him go wild, and he did last week at Atlanta. Now, is that the new Pete Carroll, or did he do that because he was going against an offense that he knew was going to move the football and score points, and he needed to outscore them, so he went early and often and opened up the playbook and let Russell Wilson do his thing? The most telling play for me in that game was there was a 4th and 5 at the 38-yard line of Atlanta. Pete Carroll goes for it on 4th and 5 instead of the long field goal. I'm fine with that. That's not a move that I would second guess. What I was surprised is Pete Carroll didn't call a play just to move the chains. He went for the home run ball, and they got it, a 38-yard touchdown pass. That tells me that the Seattle defense had concerns in that game, and that's why they opened it up. But now we look this week. They're going to be facing a New England offense that is not as explosive as Atlanta. We saw Bill Belichick change his coaching philosophy, and it almost looked like a college team out there at times. Dink and dunk passes and 15 rushes by Cam Newton. He had 75 yards on 15 attempts. Well, that's what was the difference of the game. That and the fact that Miami turned the ball over. So they were able to do that. They're not going to be able to get in a shootout. So Bill Belichick's going to have the same type of offensive game plan. But guess what? Miami not used to facing rushing quarterbacks because everybody in their division was statues. You had Darnold, you had Brady for all those years. The only quarterback that could run was Josh Allen in the division. Seattle knows how to defend rushing quarterbacks. Why? Because they see one every day in practice in Russell Wilson. They'll be ready to keep Cam Newton in check. And I look for Pete Carroll to go back to what his comfort zone is, and that is play it safe, play not to lose, and that's going to be keeping the clock moving, handing the football off, and only ask Russell Wilson to go wild if they fall behind. I'll take the under, the 45 in this one. I think we're getting a little bit of a price because of the high-scoring game with Seattle and Atlanta last week, and the fact we know Sunday night, Monday night games, Thursday night games, Vegas knows the public don't like betting unders. They, push it up a little bit, pump that line up. I'll take under 45.
Hey, Marco, I don't disagree with you. And we may see that with no home field advantage this year. We've already seen 3 prime-time unders hit this year. VR, your thoughts on this game? Now, this one's tough for me. We know Seattle doesn't really have much of a home field advantage, but we kind of saw the Atlanta Falcons get steamed last week. I thought that we were on the right side there with where we all leaned towards the Falcons. Not so much. The Seattle Seahawks got the best of them in Atlanta. But this seems a little steep to be laying 4 with Seattle, no home field advantage.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too high also, being able to get over that key 3. Marco made some great points. This is a much different New England team than what we're used to, and that's what we need to understand and expect. These are different players. They're going to have to be utilized differently, and more importantly, let's not forget, New England had the most players opt out of the 2020 season because of the coronavirus. So this is a much different team. Don't be surprised that they're playing a different style of football. With Seattle, we saw what we expected. Their offense is loaded. That's what carried them last season, and they're going to be even better this year, especially if they are healthy on the offensive line, if they could have some success there. But it's on the other side of the football why I like the New England Patriots. Seattle did nothing to fix their defensive line problems. They just don't put pressure on the quarterback. This is a team that finished with only 28 sacks last year. And what did they do? They let Clowney go. He's gone now. And you did pick up some guys as draft choices. They're athletic, but until they get up to NFL speed, you don't know what you're going to get. So for me, until they shore up that defensive line, teams are going to have success running the football. And I think New England showed us last week they're content with doing that. So I think Marco liking that under makes a ton of sense. And I think grabbing the points with New England does as well. I'll take the 4. This is a very winnable game for the Patriots.
I like it, guys. Maybe a little correlated parlay. Pats in the under for us on Sunday night. Thank you guys for tuning in with us, and we'll see you soon.